So this is Martindale Tester. So what we're focusing on here is abrading the face fabric and essentially checking for waterproofness. Every fabric that we have has a different level of waterproofness based on the abraded ability.
So you're taking the face fabrics, we're going to abrade them, and eventually, after enough abrasion, it's going to start to compromise the membrane and eventually compromise waterproofness.
Correct.
And so, do you run all the fabrics then until you find out when they fail?
Yes, within a certain range. So we'll run in 5,000 5,000 unit increments.
Yeah.
And within that range, we'll narrow it down to understand where the waterproofness level is.
Right. And the point isn't that fabrics don't fail. It all will eventually, at some point, fail. We just want to know where that threshold is so that we can align it to the proper end usage.
Exactly.
So let's do it, if you don't mind. James is going to let me load up one of the Martindales. I've always wanted to do this. Yep. So I'm going to try, but good thing he's here.
Yeah, go ahead and set up.
All right, we've got 6 weights, 6 different swatches, and now I assume you turn the machine on.
Correct. So we're set up to the 5,000 cycles that we had spoke about before, and then we're just going to go ahead and turn it on.
That's it?
Yes. So we're going to be intermittently checking for waterproofness. So we check every 10,000 cycles for waterproofness.
So this would pause at 10,000 and then
Correct.
Cool. So let's let that run, and I know we've got some fabric here. So after this, what would happen is then that checking involves what?
Correct. So we're going to bring this over to our Suter tester over behind here.
Let's go.
Since this test does abrade the face fabric, we're going to go face to water.
So we're testing that face fabric and the membrane, right? We want to make sure.
Correct. It's essentially testing the membrane.
Right, but once we break through the face fabric, we would start to compromise the membrane.
Correct.
So this is going to pump water up underneath there. There it goes. And if we get in, so it's now starting to add water underneath.
Yep.
Is that correct?
So essentially, as this cell fills in the back, we have 5 available heads. It will fill each head as necessary. Right now we only have the one set up, and it's filling pretty quickly. So we'll achieve pressure.
Right, so if I push on that, I can feel a lot of water. So what happens when it fails, when you notice a failure?
So we should get a pinhole, and you'll see a nice little spurt of water.
Yeah. You have to wear safety glasses for that?
No, not for that.
Just water. Right, so after it passes, we know it's good, so we would just keep kind of checking in on occasion.
Exactly, so every 10,000 cycles, we're going to bring this over and test for water durability.
Well, that's really fascinating, right? So that way we know sort of where these fabrics fit in. So if it's a GORE-TEX Pro jacket, GORE-TEX Active jacket, right, we can align it with whatever end use has been spec'd out, however many Martindale cycles it must pass.
Absolutely.
So like a Pro obviously would be much higher.
Yep, and we'll have an internal spec for that.
Yeah.
Where we want each of our fabrics to reach a different threshold.
Right, and so that's constantly being analyzed based on field usage and then correlated to the lab.
Absolutely.
So that's just one test out of a myriad of tests that you can apply based, again, on end usage.
Correct.
So the Martindale is a classic, and it's fun to be able to run that here and be able to see that. So thanks, James.
Thank you.